I am really, I don't know, I'm really angry at myself. I got an L today, which is normal, but then after getting that L, well, I knew I had in my mind the bias was bullish. Well, I might be wrong, but I had that in my plan. Then I took the trade, consolidated, chopped up, and then it reached like the break even, like the entry, and then I closed it there because it had moved like almost 130, then came back, hitting my break, and I exited. I hadn't moved my stop break even. I exited, which is, I don't know, it frustrated me because later after that it then moved up to my direction and is about to hit a full TP right now, where that TP for me would have been around 380 to get me a few dollars up from drawdown. Massive. That's crazy. Yeah, mistakes happen and it's all for the learning process. So today minus 200 bucks. Yikes. Let's see if we can end the week at not more than 3% drawdown. I don't know if tomorrow I'll trade, but if I find a setup, well, I'm good. If I don't, then yeah. But let's hope for the best and work for the best. Alright, fam. So I'm at the office now. Let's do the trade review. So far, I have a trade win of 20%, which means that I have a 20% win rate and a profit factor of 0.24. I have to get like at least 0.76 more to make it 1, because 1 and above means that I'm profitable. So you gotta put in the reps. So today's trade, I took 2 trades as I had said before, 1 loss and 1 winner. I should have actually let 1 loss and 1 BE. I should have let the BE run to, I shouldn't have closed it out on break even. I really regret that, but that's part of the process. I have to learn how to trust my system and not fumble out. It's either take profit or SL. And the only time I moved to break even, the thing that it taught me today, the only time I should be moving my stop to break even is when I have taken partials, and again when I have taken partials, because taking partials, no, you know that you've locked in some profit and then you leave some to run when you know that you'll either make a little bit more or you won't make anything, but at least you're green on the day you made some money. So let's review the trades and see how they went. So on the day I was bullish, both ES and NQ. I took a trade on ES, became a loser, and I'll show you the breakdown of how it was. So on ES, after the open, we dropped somewhere around here. Was it? Oh, it's not. I actually got taken out inside this move. Okay. So you can see on ES at the open, 9:30, we were somewhere around here. We dropped into a fair value gap. Now on the 5-minute, we were forming some kind of SMT. So here we were, we dropped, took out these small pre-market lows. So I can say it's not the best trade that I've ever taken, since it's a sweep here and we're in a fair value gap. So I was thinking maybe we might reject it and then continue higher. So I was expecting Shunya to stay somewhere around there, because sometimes market just rallies up at the open after showing us our targets. So first lesson first. Another thing I saw on NQ as well is our profit targets, our buy side targets also got hit, but I'll show it later. Let me just first show it first trade on ES. So on ES we had this sweep, and here we had this change in the state, we retested it, and then on this time we were going higher. I entered, boom boom, I got stopped out somewhere around here, and the trade took like 1 minute, I think, so I lost around $200 in 1 minute. And another thing is that I was still bullish, then I went on NQ So on NQ, I actually took a good trade, but I was so dumb enough to close it. Now I was waiting on the 1 minute where we had this fair value gap here. You can see we had formed an SMT with ES somewhere around here. Let me minimize it a little bit. So from this low here, we were forming an SMT, I think. Let's check it. Alright. I actually don't think there was an SMT, but we were rejecting the gap, obviously. Now here we had a nice change in state retracement, and I entered just exactly here, and then the broker added a few spreads and commissions and somewhere around here. Now price pushed higher, then it started consolidating, and then when it was going lower, I was like, okay, you know what, I can protect the day and prevent losing more. And I think there I was the wrong one, because the purpose of this is to risk and wait for market to do its thing. And if you don't have the guts to do so, then you don't want to take the risk, or it's either you're not confident of your strategy or you don't want to take the risk. So the trade took, for the trade to hit the buy side target that we were waiting for, which is these highs here, it was just 1 hour and 12 minutes. But I don't know why I couldn't bear it, so that's a mistake on my end. And I can't say it was the worst, but I gotta change it, because you can see it cost me a few dollars. I would have made around 300 and be plus $100 on the day, which is not bad. So this one here, closing on break even when I haven't even taken partials, is crazy. It's massive. I should stick to the plan. It's either SL or TP, and I think that will be it on why I took those trades. Let me show you the daily journal. So this was the economic calendar, and this was the daily, how it was looking. So I analyzed it around 8:10, because we had some news, so I had to see what the news was to do. So here we had this gap. I was still confident the price might reach this buy side level, maybe continue pushing higher, but I was pretty confident, very confident about this 23,697 level. Now the next image, which is on the 1 hour, you can see we have multiple fair value gaps getting respected. This one. So I was expecting news maybe to come in bearish, take out some lows, maybe the London lows or this low here, then we push higher. Well, news didn't do that, but we ended up pushing higher because we had a very important PDRA supporting price. Now on the 15, we've got this fair value gap and this one right here. So I was thinking, let's find a way to take out some lows. It will be great, and ended up not doing any of that, but ended up pushing higher. So here you can see that on ES we had already embraced this one, respected this one. So obviously I was targeting price to reach this 6,509 level, which would mark the all-time high of ES, and it did it. Let's check on ES. I think we got above 6,500 and something today. You can see that we did it. We hit the all-time highs today and then dropped back into the range. So this was a good trading day, I can say. And the analysis goes on, and I also had another confluence with the dollar. We had this good sweep on the 1H, then we dropped to have the shift, some retest of this. I think it's a daily open gap. I didn't check the time well, but we have also had this sell side waiting, which means that if the dollar drops, then the futures go up. And I think if the dollar drops, then the currencies, USD currencies, also drop, because they go hand in hand. Let's check how EU was. Let's close this setups, they're no longer needed. How is Euro USD? So Euro USD for the day Well, for the hour, it was pushing higher. It's in the morning session, so it was consolidating. Yeah. So I'm still learning about the correlation of EU and the dollar, so I might be wrong on it going down with the dollar, but what I'm confident about is this one went down. I think depends on the if the base is here. Well, I'll learn about it. So yeah, the dollar index was showing signs of going lower, and that means that obviously we will learn how it will show us that the futures are going to go higher. Another confluence you can see when we zoom in right here, we have this nice 1 hour 5 value gap. So the news retested it, and after it was retested, we dropped. I don't know if we reached the sell side liquidity that I had marked, but we obviously dropped. Let's check the dollar. But I think if we reach the all-time highs on ES, we might have taken out this sell side. Let's see. Well, we didn't. And what's this? So we took out sell. We didn't take out sell side. We just took out this low. So it's not bad. Now let's check out the trades. This one. Let's put in the trade journal. What was good about this trade? The analysis was good. Entry was very excellent. For the emotions, I felt a little bit anxious, and I hope it will change over time, because this system works and I'm getting used to trading it in the live markets. So how did I feel closing the trade? I honestly felt like I don't want to pay trade any longer. The action for the mistakes. I think it's impulsive closing. What should I call a mistake? Impulsive. Cutting profits. This one was cutting profits. So I should let my trades run to SL or TP. The only time I'll move to PE is when I have taken partials. Good. Sorry. This was all about this trade. I can mark it. Oh, playbook, sorry. So was the forever model. Good execution, blah blah blah. Okie dokie. Okay. Oh, country play actually. $49 a month. Let's see. Either I'm thinking of paying the yearly plan. 300 around 5. Oh, Jesus Christ. My balance is this, like 620 something. Which means I remain with a few bucks. Oh god. That would be the most craziest thing. Now let's go back to the trades that we were watching. So what's this one? Sorry. What's this one? yeah, I added the playbook. I don't think there's anything else to do here. This was reviewed. Now, the one that I took on ES trade journal. So what was good about this trade? My overall bias, risk percentage, and patience within storm. Because while entering the trade, I really didn't care that much. Wasn't attached. Just was. I was just thinking price might reject early and go to our profit targets. But what I learned is that since we had formed a bearish S&T, indicating that we might have a rebalance, I should have waited for the rebalance to occur, then enter. So how did I feel? I felt devastated, honestly. I took a deep breath and drank some water for it to go away. Now the action I'm putting to prevent the mistakes are wait for the market to give you its hand to move with it and look at both assets so that you're clear there are no obstructions. So the SMT I'm saying is I'm sure you do here. So somewhere around 9 in the morning, yeah. In this move, you can see that where did this change in state? No, it's actually not there. Yeah, it's here. So the change in state, then look, when you check with NQ, like we had already reached the targets, the high time frame targets for NQ, but ES hadn't, which means we had some kind of SMT on the highs. Small one though. I think it's a really small one. Really small SMT. So price was still correlating for some time, and I had to maybe at least wait, recalibrate myself, and then enter once again. But I didn't do that, so that's on me. And since we're at all-time highs, maybe tomorrow you might expect another expansion. I don't know how tomorrow is looking like. So this trade I rated like 3, somewhere around there, 2.5. Playbook was the forever model. Execution. Oh, I had the POI, I had the sweep. We didn't create an inversion though. The change in the state, retest with the change in the state. Made the SL and this. Okay. This is good. So the mistakes here are early execution. Yeah. And I can mark this as reviewed. Let's go to the next one. I actually had to rate it. So this one, I would honestly rate it a higher percentage, even though it hit BE, but it was very good. Actually, 2.5, 3.5, yeah. So cutting profits, blah blah blah, trade review done. So let's check our daily journal. The dashboard. So today we've done everything. Yeah, so I think that's all for today. So stay blessed, and we'll keep doing more. And I would also like to end this video saying thanks to the Lord. Like, I can see that I'm learning. I can see many things changing on how I view the markets, and I know God will work it out for sure. And to you who are watching this, stay blessed. And in case you're looking forward to doing something great, don't give up.